Welcome back, students. So today we are going to see the next concept, that is policy iteration. Previously in the last session we have discussed value iteration and we have seen what are the drawbacks of value iteration. So in value iteration, like I have already said you that it requires more iteration. Okay, so because of that we are preferring to the next policy, which is your policy iteration. So what is this policy iteration? See, the policy iteration or else the value iterations, both of them will be used in order to obtain optimal policy. So before that I like to know you uh, the concept regarding optimal policy. So I said you, what is optimal policy? A policy which maximizes the long term reward. I mean, if I want to get first we need to understand policy. Policy is how the possible states which are, I mean, like the sequence of state that has been taken in order to go to the destination. Okay, for example, in the given example, if I'm selecting, you know, first if I'm selecting this first node, then I'm selecting this node, then I'm selecting this node, and then I'm selecting this node, then after that finally I'm reaching to the destination. So here, which I have highlighting here, this is my destination. So like this, the one sequence of states are there, but this is how we actually used to think. But what about the machines, that how the machines can get decided? So the machine can be decided, they have to decide by taking the help of optimal policy. So this optimal policy will let them know that by this what they are getting, the reward value system, because it is associated with reward value system, which is a part of your reinforcement learning. So the reward in the sense, if a particular policy, if it gives maximum amount of reward in order to reach to the destination, then that is called as your optimal policy here. So that optimal policy we are calculating. So that optimal policy, for calculation of optimal policy, we have seen in the last session regarding value iteration, and we have seen one drawback also. So that is how we are overcoming in this concept, which is your policy iteration. Okay, so what actually this policy iteration will do? So if you refer this step, I mean, like in value iteration, what we are doing is that in every step, in every iteration, we are calculating the values. Okay, and we are calculating the values, and we are updating the values here. Okay, but in policy iteration is somehow different. What happens is that in every iteration, remember, in every iteration it redefines the policy. Redefine the policy means, first it will take one policy, okay, and it tries to get the value, and by that value, if the value you find that it is not in a, you know, optimal way, then in the next step it will redefine the policy at each step. Okay, because directly you cannot say that for all the steps. So for each step, okay, for each step you have to redefine the policy, and in every iteration, after redefining the policy, you need to check whether the given policy is an optimal policy or not. If the given policy in the next iterations finds that it's a optimal policy, then it stops over there. That means here previously, in the previous method, every time the values are updated, but in policy iteration here, every time what happened, the policy will be get redefined. Okay, policy will be get redefined in every iteration, so that up to what, until the policy get converges. Policy get converges means even after updating the policy, and if you are not getting the maximum value, remember here, for example, in first step, if you, in first time when you taken the policy and you got a value, let us assume 3, okay, overall value you got as 3, then in the next time, in the next iteration, whenever you're redefining the policy overall policy value should be greater than 3. Okay, it should be greater than 3, then only it will be called as an optimal policy. And if suppose in the next last two steps, any of the step, if the same values are there, for example, if the third iteration overall, if you are getting the value as something like 4, okay, let us just, I'm assuming this, and in the after the next iteration, after that, even after that also I'm getting 4, that means now the policy has been converged means there is no update in it, so that you can take the existing final policy which is giving that value 4 as your optimal policy. Okay, so anyhow we will see the algorithm here. So that algorithm we will, by that algorithm we will come to know that how this policy iteration actually works here. So because of that, you know what happens, see here in the previous example in value iteration, as you know, we have seen one grid example, right? In grid example we have seen multiple number of states such as S1, S2, so on to S7 we have seen. And we have seen for each state we may have an action called up direction, down direction, left to right, right? So you can observe that for each state you have to find out there's action, optimal action, and based on that optimal action we are finding the optimal value function for the given state, for the given state S1 or S2, like that. But here what we are doing is that in every step, okay, first we are finding what, first we are finding the value, I mean we are not finding the value each values here. Only what we are doing is that in every step, okay, we are finding the overall policy value. For each step we are finding the overall policy value, and after that, if after the next step, in the next step I have to redefine the policy, so policy will get updates here. Okay, so that's why what happens is that it takes less number of iterations. Okay, so what happens here is that it takes less number of iterations. So it takes less iterations, I mean less number of repetitions, and but what happens in every iteration it takes more computation. What happens, it takes more computation in each step. Previously, in the previous method, what happens in value iteration, it is taking more number of iterations. And there is also one problem that before actually, I mean what happens that we have seen in the previous value iteration, that before updating the, I mean before converging the value function, you may get the optimal policy, but still, like as the value function has not yet converged, you have to iteratively perform the process. So that was the drawback in that. But here what we are using is that we are using less number of iteration, but the something like you can say as a drawback, not exactly drawback, but some problem in that is it takes more computation. So it is computationally very expensive, although it requires less number of iterations. So now we need to understand this, how this policy iteration actually works here. So this will take actually two process. So what is the process here? It takes the process as policy evaluation as the first process, and the next is takes as a policy improvement. So in this in policy evaluation, what I have to do is, for example, we have taken one example, let us assume the grid world only. So what we have to do is we have to evaluate the state value function for the current policy. I mean, if you have chosen one policy, if we have taken one policy means sequence of steps, sequence of states, right? So according to that sequence of states, we have to find out their value functions. Okay, so that means existing policy we need to evaluate. How can you evaluate? By a process called as policy evaluation. So what this process will do, this process will evaluate their value functions, state value functions. Okay, state value functions here in the sense we are finding the V of S. What we are finding? V of S. Okay, V indicates that value function, S indicates for that given state S. So we need to evaluate that value, we need to evaluate the value function for the given current policy. Now if the next step is how policy improvement. Policy improvement means says that in this step, if the policy function, whatever you have derived, whatever you have obtained, or whatever you have evaluated from the current policy, if you find that the current policy is about to improve, that means there is an improvement required in the current policy. So how can you get, so you have to improve that policy in the process called as policy improvement. So this policy improvement will actually, what happens in, it will actually improve the policy function. Okay, how it improves? By selecting the action that maximizes the state value for each state. Okay, so it it will actually, what it will do, it will take that action accordingly, so that the for example, like if you have a state S1, and you have been calculating for an action something called, going up or down or left or right, any of the action you have selected. Now if you find that if I select that particular action, by that if I'm not getting the, the value, I'm getting the less value, so I have to select the action that maximizes the state value. State value means overall V of state S1. If state S1 is there, so V of S1 should be maximizes. So that is actually how the process of policy improvement. So if you observe this equation here, pi is in the sense policy. So the policy pi 0, okay, initially pi 0 is there, which will be evaluated by the process called PEP, means policy evaluation. And by policy evaluation, for the existing policy, current policy pi 0, you will getting the value function V0 of the given state S. For that value function, whatever we have obtained through policy evaluation, you have to perform policy improvement. So this policy improvement, what it will do, it will improve the policy of the current policy, and it will be updated as pi 1. Now pi 1 is an updated, improved policy. What is this? Pi 1 is an improved policy. Again, if I find that the given improved policy is not up to the mark, so I have to iteratively perform. So this is how for the second time, the second iteration I'm performing here. This is for the first iteration. Second iteration, again I'm evaluating the policy pi 1, and I'm getting the value function. I have to get the state value function V1 for the given state S, and after evaluating that policy pi 1, I have to perform policy improvement PI. So after performing policy improvement, I have get the updated policy as pi 2. So now I have to repeat this policy until I should get an optimal policy. So it will converge, it will stop over until you will get an optimal policy. So optimal policy you are representing as pi star, which is an optimal policy, and it all depends on the program. It all depends on the example. Okay, based on that, how many number of iterations are required. That is a reality that it takes less iteration when you compare with the previous method, but anyhow it will take iteration. So here, computation is more, I said computation, because you are performing two steps, which is policy evaluation and policy improvement in each of the iterations. So that's why more computationally expensive, but less number of iterations are there in policy iteration. So pi star is your updated policy with a updated value function V star. So in that sense you are performing, the algorithm on policy iteration. Okay, so here policy iteration actually works on the principle of these two steps which I have already explained you, which is policy evaluation and policy improvement. Okay, so these two steps has to repeatedly, this has to be repeated iteratively, means for one iteration it has to repeat, these two steps has to repeat, and for the second step also, for the second iteration also, it has to perform these two steps until policy get converges, until you find an optimal policy. Okay, until you find an optimal policy. So if you refer the third point, what happens is that in this policy iteration algorithm, we start with a random policy. Likewise, we have seen in the previous example that we are starting with a random number, random value. There we are using random value or zero value, but here we are using random policy, because your policy is an input. Here policy is an input, there a specific value is an input for the given for the previous method, but here the input is your random policy. Now what you need to find out is, we need to find the value function. What you need to find for the given policy, for the random policy which you have chosen. Okay, you have to find out the value function of that policy. Value function means, in the sense, you have to perform policy evaluation step, which is your first step in this process. And after that, performing this step, you have to perform a new policy which is to be improved one. Remember, improved means the previous value whatever the value is there, the new policy value should be more than that. That's why it is improved policy. New in the sense it can be less or more, but then here new specifically we specified as improved, in the sense we have to take an updated policy with a more large number of reward value. So based on the previous value function, so that what happens ultimately, you have to execute it for multiple number of iterations so that it leads to optimal policy. So what happens here is that for example, like we have a policy, okay, which is denoted as pi, and we are taking some actions here. Okay, so here I'm taking something like x, y and z. Three different actions I have taken for S1, S2, S3. So this is my policy. That means what I have to do, if an agent is in S1, I have to perform an action X. If an agent is in S2, it has to perform an action Y. If an agent is in S3, it has to perform an action Z. So this is your existing current policy, random policy you have taken now. Now for this existing policy, current policy, what I have to perform? I have to perform the value function. So how I am performing? Value of S1. So for the state S1, if I am getting, so upon getting the actions, okay, so I have to use one action here. So upon performing a particular action, I have to check, okay, if I am getting the maximum reward. So here you are getting action, and this is something you can say you are getting a reward here. So you can reward, you can take a value something called p here, okay, and v of S2, again state S2 is there, and in state S2 again you are upon action, you are getting a reward called q, and of S3, okay. So based on any of the actions, here we have taken X action. So we need to see whether for this value, the current policy is that we have taken X, Y, Z. Okay. But we have to see whether if I choose an action X, if I'm getting the reward, for example, if I'm getting the reward as P, I have to verify, again I have to verify with another action. So I have to select an action which gives a maximum reward. So that what happens finally, after getting this, the policy can be updated. So this is your current policy, let us assume. Now the updated policy can be changed, get changed. So how it can be changed? It can have different actions. It can something like this, right? So now this is your updated policy, and this updated policy have more value than the current policy. Again for this updated policy, you have to iteratively check the same process, and after getting this, if I'm getting the same value, then the process get converged, means you will get an optimal policy. Okay, so in that sense you are actually performing here. So here this algorithm is with respect to policy, the previous algorithm was with respect to value function. Of course, for finding the policy, we are using value function here, but we are not taking value function as in consideration to update the next step. Here we are taking the policy itself for redefining the policy for the next step. Okay, so in that sense you are performing this. So that is what this policy iteration algorithm refers to. So in this process, what happens is that each policy is guaranteed to be a strict improvement. To be a strict improvement, there is no chance that if a policy has been updated, means the values are already updated, unless it is already optimal. If the value is optimal, then there won't be any update. That means you are reaching to convergence. You are reaching to a process called convergence. Convergence means where you already got an optimal policy. If you got an already optimal policy, then for the next time the policy won't be updated. The value will be as it is only. So what we have is, we can have multiple policies here. Okay, and we, for multiple policies, we have multiple set of actions at each state. Okay, at each, however, there is a probably only one policy which gives us final maximum reward. That means in order to reach, for the example, this is grid world, there are various ways to reach to the destination, might be. Okay, so in that sense, what happens, there only will be a single optimal policy. Okay, there will be a single one policy which gives us a final maximum reward, because our intention is to get final maximum reward, that is what our intention is for. So based on that only we have to perform all this process. So the, if I refer the algorithm, what is going to happen is, in the step 1, like we need to initialize the policy randomly by taking any of the policy, I mean any of the sequence of steps you can take. That means you can initialize randomly at every state of the system. First step, that is how the initial one. Now using that current policy which you have taken in the step 1, you have to perform evaluation on that policy, which is your second step, that is policy evaluation. Now in this policy evaluation, what you have to do is, you need to get action for every state in the policy, because I said you, for S1 we have multiple actions are there, going up, down, left, right. So you have to go for each and every action for the given state in the policy, and you have to evaluate that with the help of Bellman equation. So here also we are using Bellman equation. So this Bellman equation, how we are going, we are finding the value of a state. Okay, same thing we are using here, we are using transition. Okay, so this is your transition, but instead of using action here, we are using policy here. What it means, that like, instead of, if I'm going from one state to another state, S to S dash, so I'm using pi of S. Okay, so you, with the help of policy, I'm using this one. So instead of taking A here, I'm using pi of S here. Similarly here also, instead of taking A here, I'm using pi of S here, by getting the reward R. Okay, so same thing here has been updated here. Okay, so this is also another form of Bellman equation we have taken for policy iteration algorithm. Okay, so here the updated step, either S dash, is also belongs to the set of steps as states S. So that's why all that you have to perform summation process. So S dash belongs to S. So for each and every state we have to calculate that V of S, and we have to add those by performing the summation process, and you need to get what, V of S value. So here, by getting V of S, that means by getting value function, you are evaluating the value function by this, I mean like by this equation you are evaluating the value function, that means you are getting the value function. Now after getting this, you have to perform the next process, that is your policy improvement. So in this policy improvement, what you have to do is, in the third step, if you refer the third step, which is your policy improvement. So in this one, for every state you need to get the best action. How you need to get the best action? From value function. So you have to choose, I mean, if I'm in the state S1, upon which action I'm getting the maximum reward. What I have to do, upon which action I'm getting the maximum reward, so I have to select the appropriate best action, so that I can improve the policy accordingly. So that will be performed here. So pi of S is something where I'm improving the policy here. So pi is your policy of the state S, by taking the maximum value here, and here we are taking action, because here the best action has to be selected moving from state S to S dash. So here we are taking A, not policy here, because we need to perform the best action. So here we are performing accordingly, and this value function will be used, okay, V of S dash, for the next step. That's why S dash is there. Okay, so what we have to do is, if the best action is better than the present policy action, the action which you have chosen is better than the present policy action, then it replaces the current policy by the best action. That means the current policy will contain the best action now. That means you are updating the policy. It means that you are improving the policy. Simply you can say that policy improvement is updating their state with the best action. Okay, that has to be performed in policy improvement. And this you have to, this process, policy evaluation and policy improvement, you have to repeat until you reaches to convergence. Convergence it means what? Further, if the values won't be updated, okay, further if it find that there is no improvement in a policy, then you can say that it has reached to an optimal policy. In the sense, if the policy did not change in iteration, then the given policy is optimal policy. So with this we have concluded our session. Thank you.